time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's...
And Fatty fail right out of the gate. What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Illegal Ham to the Face. I am that fat guy, Jared Fatty Bates. Big Bri will be joining me here in a little bit. I'll give you a rundown for what we are doing tonight. But first off, I have to give you our sponsors of our show. We thank and we love them. Harold Keel, Lake Erie APA. Cannot thank him enough for everything he's done for us. Also, City Dogs Cleveland. We do have puppies available for adoption. And if you cannot adopt, volunteer, donate, do whatever you can to help out at City Dog. March 8th at, I believe it's 4 p.m., we will be doing the Puck for Paws, Cleveland Monsters versus the Hershey Bears. They're at the, well, now it's Rocket Arena. So if you can come out, go down, some money will go to the proceeds, will go to City Dogs Cleveland. Also, you can actually bring your dog down. They have a designated area where you and your dog can sit and watch the hockey game, which would be a great, great time for everybody in the family. Believe me, my family and I are going. This will be our second year. Justin is here tonight. What is going on, Justin? I want to do 30 miles before work. More power to you, brother. I drive 30 miles out of work. That's what I've gotten to more. Tonight's show, we are going to dive in. We're going to talk some Cavs tonight, what our expectations are for this team as it goes forward. We are also going to get into the Browns rumor mill as things have sparked up with the Combine going on this week with Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski at the Combine. We'll talk into that. We'll also dabble in a little bit of Guardians. For Fat Boy Tuesday tonight, it's going to be a fun one for me because we are going to do Japanese cuisine. And the reason why I brought that up is my first shout out tonight. I shout out my kids, Alex and Charlie. They got their red black belts. They are one step away from being black belts. So we celebrated by going to hibachi. And boy, we had some fun doing that. Boys were absolutely amazing. First time ever doing hibachi, so it was definitely a thrill for them, and they had a blast doing it. Wanted to thank the Japanese steakhouse there in Westlake for letting us hang out there for lunch and letting us, dabble in everything. I believe. See here, Alexander had 2 things of sushi. He had a salmon and an eel. He also had dumpling soup, salad, and shrimp hibachi. Charlie had dumpling soup, steak hibachi. I had steak hibachi with yellowtail and something else. So it was really good. It was nice just being me and the boys going out and doing stuff like that, because for those that don't know, my wife is allergic to shellfish, so anything like that would actually kill her. So, but me and my boys love it, so it's a nice fun thing for us to do just for guys day and just go have some fun. But shout out to them. Also for our top 3 tonight, we are going to do, I got to look at my notes real quick because I forgot what our top 3 was right off the hand. Our top 3 tonight is going to be top 3 breakfast spots here in Cleveland. Now, this is non-fast food. So these are breakfast spots that we hit up here in Cleveland or Medina or in the area. Some breakfast that we want to try and everything else. I do have trivia tonight, which is my turn for trivia. Big Bri is here. What is going on, big fella?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, living the dream, my friend. Sorry I'm late. A little tardy.
It's all right. It's all right. We started the show. Let them know all of our sponsors and everything else. James is here tonight. What is going on, James? Thank you for joining
James.
us. I gave him the rundown tonight. Bri, we're going to have some fun because, Bri, Fat Boy Tuesday and Japanese cuisine.
Okay.
All right.
You're going to have to explain that to me.
Okay, so I got the top 10 foods to try in Japan. Okay.
Oh, okay. I
And
like it.
I believe there is probably, I'm going to say maybe 4 things on this list that you will try. Now,
Okay,
you
the
might surprise me with
over-under's
more,
4.
but I believe
That's probably
4
pretty
things
safe.
on here that is what you would try. We'll go through that here Fat Boy Tuesday. And then the top 3 breakfast spots, non-fast food here in Cleveland that we go to. So I wanted to hit that up
Okay.
too because me and the boys hit up one. And Bri, it's not a big place, but man, they bump out some killer breakfast. So,
Have
bud,
I ever
how has
been
your
there
week
with
been?
you?
No, you have not. You have never been
Oh,
there
it's up
with me.
by you. It's not by work, huh?
No, it's not by work. It's by me.
Okay. All right. Can't wait for that.
All right. So, you got any shout outs this week, brother?
Yeah, I got it's that time of year. Thankfully, I told you a couple weeks ago the combine's like the first step towards spring that I look forward to. So also one that's non-sports related is the Home and Garden Show, and that's coming
Oh,
to
that's right.
Medina this weekend at the fairgrounds in Medina, Saturday and Sunday. So come on out if you're looking for something to do. You need some home remodeling. That's why I was a little late tonight. We're getting our bathroom remodeled, so
Ooh, how's
boys were
that
putting
going?
in a little overtime and Madison's birthday or bedtime. Um, so that was kind of all coming to a head at the same time, right at 7 o'clock. So a little craziness here, but it's going well. Maybe a couple more days.
Nice. So, what are you getting done? Everything? Is it a full
Pretty
reno
much.
or is it
Pretty much. Yeah.
nice?
I mean, it's going to basically look the same, but it's all, flooring, shower, toilet, all the big ticket stuff.
Now, are you keeping the bathtub or are you just going to go straight shower?
No, we're keeping the bathtub for
Okay.
Maddie Mae and for Lily. Other than that, I would prefer a shower, but I certainly understand having a combo. So yeah, it's just a combo.
Oh, yeah, you kind of have to. Kind of have
hmm
to.
She's had all her
Good.
baths in the sink, so she's never been in a bathtub before.
Oh, she's going to love it.
She does like bath time. Lily, on the other hand, not so much.
No, there's something wrong with the puppies and not wanting to get a bath.
Oh,
Unless
right.
you're just one of those Labradors that love the water. Most of them are like, no, I'm good.
What's that one? Have you seen I forget what kind. Yeah, might be an English lab. It kind of looks like Toby just jumping in the pool.
Okay.
Like you can't keep it out of the
Oh,
pool. Just loves to
she's
jump
yelling
in
at
and
you.
swim around.
I know
Yeah,
which one you're talking about. She's
yeah.
like,
Get out
don't
of
you
there.
jump back
And
in
then
that pool.
yeah.
Oh my God, I gotta remember what his name was. But yeah, I love that because every time she's like, don't you do it. Don't you jump back into that pool. And then he just boom, dives right in.
pouring down rain, just taking off and running, diving, like jumping like 5 feet into the water. It's so good.
And, and it's always like when the dad comes home, he actually gets out and walks into the house. But like every time she's yelling at, get in the house. It's enough swim time. Oh my God, I love that one. Oh, you made my night with that, bro. I forgot how funny that was.
Oh, it's so yeah, it just warms the
All
heart. I'm
right.
telling you, it's awesome.
All right. So is Lily's Lemonade going to be there at the Medina Home and Garden Show?
We will
Nice.
be there, yes,
What
sir.
what
Although,
go ahead.
so the theme this year of the Home and Garden Show is tropical. It's a tropical theme, so we're going to do a tropical lemonade. So we'll have to stop out to see what that consists of. No rum yet. Maybe one day.
Mm, maybe I gotta bring my own.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring your own. Yeah, I mean, what goes best with lemonade? I was trying to think. Vodka. It's got to be either vodka or rum,
Vodka.
right?
Vodka's
Coconut
really good
rum.
with it. Maybe. Yeah, Malibu rum, that little coconut rum to go with it. Mm.
Now we're talking tropical lemonade for sure.
Oh man, I wish I would have known that because we would have done tropical drinks for the top 3 tonight. We would have fun with that.
Oh, that's a good. See, I don't. The only time I ever dabble in the tropical drinks is when we go on a cruise and everything is free. Like, you know what?
Hmm.
If I don't like it, I take 2 sips of it, I put it to the side, I go get another one. So yeah, so that's where the pina coladas. Oh, they had a peach pina colada on the Royal
Hmm.
Caribbean cruise. That was like frozen. Oh, to die for.
Oh my God! Now I'm getting excited because I just think of like frozen margaritas, daiquiris.
Mm-hmm. Daiquiris for sure,
Brian,
really good.
oh, got a list going
Mudslides. I
already.
had
All
a
right, we
friend
might
that
say
just
that.
went crazy with mudslides. I'm like, this is a chocolate milkshake. He's like, yeah, but it'll get you drunk. I'm like, I guess, but man, I don't think I could do that many. He's having like 6 or 7 within a couple hours. I was just like, there's something wrong with you.
Like your blood sugar's going through the roof. That's all right. I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Jeez, no, maybe one to sit by the pool. That's about it.
All right. Good God. All right, bro. You want to get our show started tonight, brother?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. It is my turn for trivia, right?
No, but I'll let you have it. I don't
Oh,
really have anything great.
neither do I. So this is going to be a fun trivia for
Oh,
you tonight.
okay.
All right. Let's get our trivia and we'll get into our show. See how well coordinated we are. We can't even come up with a trivia question
Sure,
tonight.
whatever. It's February. Nobody's paying attention.
Swing from the hips on this one. All right. Here we go. Your trivia is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland, and you can go adopt a beautiful, adorable face like this one right here that is up for adoption, the longest resident now. If you've got some medical conditions, you definitely could use your help. So please go help out a city dog from City Dogs Cleveland. Bri, Puck for Paws, the 8th of March. Going to have a good time there, watch some hockey. Hopefully it's going to be like the U.S. and Canada and fights starting off in first 6 seconds and see how that goes. But Brian, the trivia I have for you tonight is going to be a baseball trivia. And I know how well
Okay.
you are on a baseball trivia.
You
And
know
this is
that.
going to go out to a lot of people. Brian, in April 2006, this person
Okay.
became the oldest person to hit a home run in an MLB game. Bry, his age, I'll give you his
Mm-hmm.
age, was 47 years old.
Wow. There's one guy that immediately comes to mind. Um, okay.
All right.
So, any clues? Or are you going to give me some clues later if I don't get it with my first guess?
I will try to get you some clues later. I'll try to get you the
Okay.
teams that he was on. Hold on. Let me work on that now.
There's got to be a lot if he was 47.
Well, if he is 47.
47 in 2006.
Oh, I can't even spell tonight, Bry. Oh my God! Come on. Well, he's from the
I'll
Dominican
just get it
Republic,
later. Oh,
so
yeah.
that should help.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It eliminates like 5% of people.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Hey, he was a Cleveland Indian.
I know. Right. Okay. All right. Good. That falls in line with my guess.
Twice he was a Cleveland Indian.
Okay. That's very, very possible.
Holy shit. I did not know that. All right. Well, I shouldn't have gave you that, so now you know what the answer is. And if you don't know the answer, go Google it.
No, I wrote it down before you started giving me anything. I got one guess just because I know this guy played until he was like 50, I thought.
Manny Ramirez. Is that what your guess was?
No, I don't even know if he got to 40. Remember, he went to like China and started, or Japan and started playing?
I think he was part of the Korean League when we went into COVID.
Right. Yeah. Like he kept playing baseball after the MLB said you're done. So,
All right, brother. Well, let's get into our Cleveland sports talk, buddy. Let's get into our Cleveland headlines. All right, first off, with Cleveland headlines, Brian, we had a passing away of an owner for your Cleveland Guardians. Larry Dolan passed away at the age of 94. He purchased the Cleveland Indians in 2000, has owned them all the way up until now. Everything has transferred over to his son, Paul Dolan. So, Bri, I know we really don't talk about owners that much here, and I know that most of Cleveland is not a fan of the Dolans. I did hear a little Jim about the Cleveland Indians organization. They have not gone out and searched for a general manager since the 1980s. Everything's been in-house.
Wow.
With Cleveland Indians since then. And I know a lot of people really don't like the Dolans because they don't spend money and all this other stuff. But, Brian, what they have done is they have put a competitive baseball team on the field for pretty much 25 years. I think there was like a little 5-year slump where it wasn't good. But, Brian, we've been a competitive baseball team. We've been to the postseason. They've won I don't know how many Central Division, and we've been to the ALCS we won the ALCS in 2016. So you can't say for 25 years, especially with the small market baseball team, that they didn't do good. Brian, what are your thoughts on Larry Dolan passing away and like his legacy here in Cleveland?
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, 94 years, that's a heck of a life, so good for him. He lived certainly a full life. But yeah, when you start thinking about their legacy as owners, it's kind of very bittersweet, kind of a lot of mixed emotions. Like you said, they always had us competitive, it seems like, even if we had one or two down years. Like, no franchise is competitive year in and year out. And if you are, you're like the Steelers, where you really don't have a chance at the playoffs. But yeah, just, you kept waiting for them to go for it, kept waiting for them to have these big free agent signings. But I mean, I keep coming back to it's more about the structure that baseball has and not having the salary cap and, these West Coast teams, East Coast teams, big city teams, big markets have such an advantage over the small markets. So the one thing that you can say, and that we should be patting them on the back for, is the fact that he kept the Indians, the Guardians, in Cleveland. When there's probably opportunities to take them other places, because, it's no secret. It seemed like up until this year or last year, the last couple of years, it seemed like every summer for several months we talk about how come nobody's going to the ballpark. And so it's not like we're selling out. 455 was amazing in the late 90s. But since then, it's kind of been up and down, the attendance. So the fact that they weren't looking for greener pastures and they were committed to this city, I think, is something that now that we have a little more perspective and, we're a bit further removed from it, we can say, okay, that's pretty cool that they continue to be a winning organization. Like you said, they're doing it the right way. They're promoting from within. They're breeding these general managers and training the players, the coaches, and the front office guys to keep getting promotions and keep working up in the organization. So, yeah, it's you tip a cap to them. I know we don't do it very often because it's easy to bag on them. It's easy to get frustrated with them when you feel like you're one or two players away. And it seems like we never get to one or two players. We're always shopping from the clearance bin, and sometimes it works out. There's several players that we paid early, and we just hoped that they would amount to something, and they did. And then there's other times, because we can't compete when they're superstars. We can't compete with these other organizations as far as, we're not going to pay someone $700 million. That's just never going to happen. So you got to get these guys early, and they try. With Frankie Lindor, they tried to sign him early, but they knew that he was just going to hold out and watch his stock go up and up and up, and then at some point you can't afford him. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's been probably the best run organization in Cleveland. It just sucks that we're at such a huge disadvantage compared to the big boys in the sport.
Yeah, and I know there was rumors. God, was it a couple years ago when Nashville was looking for a baseball team, and they were talking about. I think Baltimore was one of them. Cleveland was one of them. They were talking about swooping in, taking them, and getting them down there. But that's when they signed the extension here with the city and the lease with the stadium, and the renovations they've done with the stadium, Bry, to update it. It's one of the best ballparks. Uh, it's got to be a top 5 ballpark in the MLB to come watch. And if you haven't been out there lately, go. Standing room is awesome. Go out there on that porch, have a beer, just stand there and watch the game, and just enjoy your time out there. But yeah, it sucks that we are so handcuffed. But for what they had and what they did for this city and keeping the team here and keeping it competitive, Bry, I think is huge kudos to them, because a lot of people could have just torn it down. Remember the couple of years at Kansas City tore it all the way down. We never had to go to that part, Bry. We never had to tear it all the way down where we're winning 40 games and nobody's showing up, and it's been sustained all the way through. I think the worst season we had, God, Bry, I think we still won 70 games, 60 games, something like that. It wasn't like it was a horrible year for us. I mean, we were still right in the mix. So James said MLB needs a cap to make it fair. Yeah, I agree they
Amen.
do, but they won't do it for some odd reason. I think that would actually bring a lot more viewers to the game too if you put a cap on it, because guess what? Big names will actually have to go somewhere and stay somewhere instead of getting capped out. And look how competitive the NFL is because of the salary cap. So
Yeah, and look at I know the MLB, and it's probably player driven because they want to get every dollar out of these owners. But if MLB's worried about that the Dodgers and the Yankees aren't going to be these massive franchises, they'll still be at the top. Look at the Lakers and the Celtics. They find a way. The Lakers miraculously getting Luka Doncic out of nowhere late on a Saturday night. Stuff like that miraculously somehow mysteriously happens. And so the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Red Sox will always be relevant, even if there's a cap. So give me a break on that.
Yeah. I just hate the Yankees. I hate the Dodgers, only because they spend money and they get whatever they want. And I'm not saying it's an easy path for them to the postseason, but it's just like, I don't know. Baseball just needs to change its ways, I think, and they're trying. They're trying with the accelerated clock. They're trying with all this other stuff, but until you make it an even playing field, I don't know how else to justify what they're doing.
Yeah, and honestly, you just need the perception that it's a level playing field. You need to put the cap in place because somehow, some way, like Major League Baseball has had the most parity out of any of the sports, which has been kind of crazy. You look at the NFL; it's the Chiefs. I was just looking at a stat. Over the last 20 or 25 years, all the teams, all the quarterbacks that have won in the AFC champion, it was like Brady and Mahomes and Manning and Roethlisberger a couple of years. I mean, that's kind of it. So there's not a whole lot of parity in football, even though the perception is you have a salary cap, so it's a level playing field for everybody. But baseball, you have teams like the Braves, the White Sox one year, the Tigers 1 year, even the Astros. I know they're not a small market team, but you have all these teams that pop up, the Nationals, the Phillies, like all these teams that win one championship and then kind of go away. So it's the parity is going to be there regardless. So You might as well give the illusion that it's a level playing field.
Well, hopefully they do it right and they fix it, Bri, because guess what? Spring training's going on right now. And Bri, have you seen the replay for the robot pitch call yet?
I haven't seen anything. No, huh?
Oh my God, it's amazing. There was one umpire, Bri, called a strike. Batter said, nope, replay. They get like one replay. Looked at it. Bri, it was like 10 inches out of the strike zone high. And it's just like, it shows you how bad the umpires are. Like, it was like, damn, that was high. But it doesn't help that when the catcher catches it and it brings the glove down just a little bit, the perception of it is where, you caught the ball. It wasn't here, but like, there's where it is. So I can kind of feel for him. But man, when you're off by almost a foot, like, at least get it closer.
That sucks. Who would want that job? You have instant, instant gratification or instant shame. Like, hey, actually, you suck at your job. This is now 5 pitches in a row. You've been wrong. That'd be rough. That's a lot of pressure.
Who is it's Angel? Is it Angel Hernandez?
That sounds right.
I think that, and they say he's the worst ump ever to call balls and strikes, and they give him all the time. Like, just bring in the robots. That way, we just take human error out of it. And if it's a strike, suck it up, Buttercup. Go sit down. If it's a ball, it's a ball. I don't need
that
umpire's strike zone being 6 feet outside and 2 feet down while he won't call a pitch inside. Yeah,
it's most important that you get it right. That's all that really matters. Throw the Eagles aside.
All right, Brian, you ready to get into some Cavs? Come on, Cavs.
Sure.
All right, now, Brian, we talked about it right before the All-Star break. And, Brian, you brought it up to me about my expectations of this team and where they're going to go. And, Brian, we're going to get into it right now. Brian, I'm going to ask you first. Your expectations now, after the All-Star game, after all the moves, trades, all that stuff, what is your expectation? Where should this Cavs team be by the end of the NBA season?
My expectations haven't really changed since the last time we talked about it. My expectations are you get to a series with the Boston Celtics, and hopefully we think that'll probably be in the Eastern Conference Finals. But if it happens to be in the second round or something, like, my expectations are you beat every team in the East except for the Celtics. I think we're still, regardless of how good we look, I still think the Celtics are built so well, and they have so many weapons, and they have so many guys that can beat you. Now, I'm not saying we can't beat them, but my expectations are we get to a series against them. We win at least 2 games, and then anything after that is exceeding my expectations.
Okay. All right. So on my side, Bri, I expect them to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. There is, Bri, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind watching this Cavs team play, and they've been shorthanded, and they've gotten back people, and but Bri, this team is just, it feels different. It looks different. It is different, Bri. They are right now the top in the NBA in record wise. Now, I know it's regular season. Everybody's like, well, it's regular season. It's regular season. Bri, they're playing for something. They want that number 1 seed. They even came out and said they want that number 1 seed. But Bri, the way this team is playing, Evan Mobley is a totally different player than what he has been the past 2 years. Like, Bri, I see this man Euro stepping down the lane and doing little Dirk shots and everything. And like, I'm seeing stuff from Evan Mobley I haven't seen. And he's also facilitating the ball to Jared Allen, kicking it out, coming down. I think legit, Bry, you actually have a team and a full team that can go out. And yes, you always need that one superstar to take over. But I think with this team, they don't need that. If everybody hits 25 points, Bry, you got Mitchell, 25 points. You got Garland come out with 20 points. You got Allen at any point in time get 18 down in the paint. You got Mobley now averaging around 20, 22 points a game. Then, Bry, let's go to the bench. You got Ty Jerome, who now I'm advocating right now, 6th man of the year, because the job that he is doing coming off the bench is just unreal. Then you also add in DeAndre Hunter. You also add in Okoro's back, playing good, playing some defense. Strus, I don't even know what Strus is anymore, but when Strus is out there, he is just hair on fire, just trying to get anything, every loose balls, whatever he can do to help out. Like this team, Bry, I don't want to say it's championship built yet because we haven't got there. But dare I say this might be one of the better teams that Cleveland has had, even with LeBron teams.
Yeah,
like I can't take away the big three. I can't take away the Love, the Irving, LeBron years. But there's been years where LeBron's been here and it's been nobody else on the team. Even when he first started, they had those runs where they finally beat the Pistons, got over the hump, got into the Eastern Conference final. You know what I mean? Like there's been times where they've been to the finals, but it just seems like they got to the finals, but what are you going to – it's LeBron by himself. There wasn't a team here. This feels like a true team where anybody can score at will.
Well, let me, as being the counterpoint to that, let me pump the brakes a little bit on that. Like the 2016 Cavs still trump this team because this team still hasn't accomplished a whole lot in the playoffs. I know we're getting excited about the regular season, and I'm with you. I think they can make noise in the playoffs, but they just haven't done it yet. So, like, in LeBron, you had that uber mega star that could take over a game when you absolutely had to have it. But you also had Kyrie Irving, who it was a good Kyrie Irving when he had ice water in his veins. Like Darius Garland is not Kyrie Irving. We've seen him shrink in the biggest moments, and he hasn't done it that much this year, but we still have yet to play the biggest moments. So, and I think a lot of us, as much as we love Donovan Mitchell, he's not LeBron when he was here. So I think there's still time for for a well-rounded team, if that's what you're saying. Yeah, you can make that case, but a lot of times in the NBA, it's just the cream rises to the top. What are your top three guys? What are they gonna do? And they need to be like stone cold killers. And I believe we have that in Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if we have that in anybody else yet. I'm not saying it's not possible, but as from what I've seen in the past, and a lot of it goes to the playoffs experience, I just haven't seen that yet.
All right. I just wanted to counterpunch because you counterpunched me. Brian, the thing is, though, is with this team, the way it's set up, I don't think you need that alpha dog to take over. If your night's off and you're not feeling great, you still put in 16, 20 points. You have 4 or 5 other people that can actually take over the load instead of it just being LeBron and Kyrie. Just 2 people. You know what I mean? Like it's other people on that team that have actually taken the load and run with it. And Brian, dare I say, their minutes, they have gone down. New York Knicks are the most played starters. Our starters aren't even playing like 30 minutes right now, like which is unreal because they're just rotating everybody in and out. So everybody's healthy and fresh every time they come in.
And I agree with what you're saying, but I agree with you in the fact that your argument is centered around the regular season. We've talked before that you don't play 11 guys in the playoffs. Your superstars are on the court. They are going to be playing 40 minutes a game. Darius Garland is going to have to play 40 minutes a game. He's going to have to go against the best guards in the league. And so that's where, I agree that he's done it this entire regular season. But when you're playing the best of the best, when you're playing guys that are, you're not able to beat up on, these the Hawks and even the Pacers, I think he just has to prove it to me, I guess. And there's nothing he can do in the regular season that will have me be like, okay, all right, Darius Garland, yep, you're a superstar now.
So so your expectations where they're at. So here in the next, what is it? How many games they got left? 40? Something like that.
Third, 25, 30, something like that.
Okay, so with the amount of games that are left, there's not one thing they can do before the postseason that would change your expectations of this team.
No. I think they've proven as much as they can prove to me in the regular season, and I'm not going to ever place them above the Boston Celtics until they show it to me in the playoffs. Like there's not unless even if the Celtics go on, as long as they're healthy, are healthy versus they're healthy, I think they're a better team than us. I don't know they are. I think they are. I think we can compete with them, but I just got to see it because they have so many guys that can beat you, and we do too. I agree with you that there's no guarantee that Donovan Mitchell is going to be our leading scorer if we win a playoff series. It could be several guys. It could be 5 different guys, really. But yeah, until you prove to me that's the thing about the NBA, and that's what I kind of don't like about the NBA is guys can coast through the regular season. They don't have to bring their A game every night. So you have to question, well, are they really trying? Are they really playing? Or are they just trying to stay healthy and work on stuff until they make to the playoffs, and then they turn it up a notch?
Okay. All right. So, Bri, before we switch over to Browns talk here, who is your 6th man of the year for the Cleveland Cavs?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Ty Jerome. Just because I think, and when we traded for Hunter and Jerome were the top 2 guys at 6th man, but Hunter should be a starter. So, yeah, Ty Jerome has played his way into that. But there's something I was going to ask you, and I meant to ask you, I kind of half-assed asked you a couple weeks ago, and then we're like, oh, we'll talk about it next week, and we never got to it. What are you looking for in the next however many games, the rest of the regular season? What are you going to be paying attention to? Because we all think, all right, the Cavs are good. They're probably one of the best teams in the league. But, what do you want to see, even if it's not the Cavs, from these other teams in the NBA? What are you going to be paying attention to and rooting for leading up to the playoffs here?
Well, for me personally, right now, Bri, it is the Cavs, and it's the interior. I want to see them play strong down low. I want to see Jared Allen not be pushed around. I want to see Evan Mobley do some pushing around. I need to see them get physical underneath the rim, because when you get into playoff basketball, Bri, and you and I both know it, there's going to be some shit underneath that rim that's going to go down. And, Bri, we got pushed around by New York the one year. Orlando gave us a run, pushed us around down low. Outside, I'm not worried about. Strus, Mitchell, the outside game I'm not worried about. It is the power forward and center down low. I want to make sure that we're strong enough to be down there and we can play with the big boys down there, because if we can't, Bri, we're just going to get pushed out of the way like we did last time with Boston, with Porzingis being down there, just pushing people around, with Knicks, with their big man pushing us around down there. I got to see our interior defense stand up to the test and actually play some physical basketball.
Yeah. I mean, because Evan Mobley's slight frame, because we've seen Jared Allen get pushed around, I mean, I think that's definitely a concern. The main thing I'm kind of paying attention to for the rest of this season has to do with seeding in the Eastern Conference. Like, obviously, the Cavs can only affect what they do, and so they just need to keep winning games, and they need to lock up that 1 seed. But then beyond that, what they can't control is it would be really nice if we didn't have to play both New York and Boston. So what we need there is we need Boston and New York
Hmm.
to be the 2 and the 3 seed, so we can avoid having to play both
Hmm.
of them. Because even though New York, we blew out New York by like 40 points or something like that the other night. So that kind of got me thinking, like, well, maybe New York isn't all that. And certainly Thibodeau does wear his guys in the ground. And so they will be fatigued, and we should be a little bit fresher than them if we do have to play them in a series. But, they're still, I think by the time playoffs roll around, they'll be kind of more like the New York of old. What I mean by that, like the other night, we didn't play. Josh Hart did not play, and he's a huge part of
Hmm.
who they are, what they do offensively, but also defensively with his physicality, because he can play so many positions. And we've seen it in the past. If he's guarding Darius Garland, he's going to be physical with him. And how does Garland react to that? That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about that I don't know. When he has to play guys like that, but also I had to Google it before we came on here because I was like, man, whatever happened to Mitchell Robinson? Because I haven't heard anything from him, and he had like a ankle injury or something last year at the end of the year, and then he had some surgery on that, so he hasn't played since then. So he's been out this whole year, but apparently he's supposed to come back like this week or next week, and he's their big dude in the post who's been pushing
Yeah.
around Jared Allen in the series that we played him. It's like 2 of their most physical guys. Now they don't have Hardenstein anymore, and I forget the other guy that they kind of had last year. But 2 of their physical dudes that kind of gave us a lot of trouble. They didn't play last game, and Robinson hasn't played for a long time. So, it's yet to be seen if they both can stay healthy throughout the playoffs. But I think those 2 guys still, give me some hesitation, in regards to playing the Knicks. And I know a lot of people want to be cocky and stick their chest out. No, we're not afraid of them. But the Cavs can say till they're blue in the face that they're not afraid of contact and physicality anymore. But again, when the stakes are the highest, how do you react to that? And physicality is one of these things that you can't fake. You can't just
Yeah.
decide today, I'm going to be more physical than you. No, if they're stronger, if they play more physical game, they're probably going to win out over you. And at that point, your only hope is kind of maybe get them in foul trouble. That's hoping that the refs are calling a close game and not allowing some of this stuff. But yeah, so going back to my original point with Boston and New York, I would like if we have to play Boston, I'm fine with that. If we have to play New York, I'm fine with that. I would prefer not to play both of them because I think if you play New York, they're going to scratch and claw and give you everything they have and leave nothing on the course. So that's really going to take it out of you. And then if you have to play Boston that following series, if you make it out of there, you talk about us staying fresh. That's really going to put that to the test because you're going to have to lean on your playmakers heavily.
Yeah. Yeah. And right now, they would have to, that would be a fun one. Right now, it would be that way. The Cavs would be playing the Bucks in that
They're the 4
standing.
seed.
They would be the 4 seed. So it would be Cavs, Hawks,
So yeah.
and then Bucks and Pacers.
Yeah, that's
So
no walk
it'll
in
be
the park
fun.
either. The Bucks
No.
with Giannis and with Dame. I know they're older and they've kind of underachieved as of late, but they're still a dangerous team. They still have, those are 2 guys that are perennial all stars, and if they catch hot for a game or 2, that's no cakewalk for us. So yeah, we're gonna have to be ready. We're gonna have some tough series.
Well, Brian, we're on the back end of it. They're 47-10, so that is what, 57. So we only have 25 games left, Brian. So here we go, down to the stretch. All right, let's get into some Browns talk. We got some Browns rumors. We got some other Browns stuff to talk about. First off, Brian, Cleveland Browns wise, they have released fan favorite, probably the longest tenure Brown Probably the best Brown
Mm-hmm.
since Joe Thomas. Charlie Hewlett got released. Long snapper. Brian, I'm devastated by this. I had to check on our friend Redleg, make sure that he was okay. I put him
Oh
on
yeah.
suicide watch on that one because Redleg, that's Redleg's boy. And I was like,
Yep.
buddy, are you okay? Also, they released Juan Thornhill, which I think needed to happen to begin with because even though he was there, Bry, he was not there. I think he played 22 games for Cleveland and mustered up, I think, like a whopping 20 tackles, and that was it. So
Jeez.
those are the two big
Ugh.
releases. Also, I mean, Brian, I mean, it's just Juan Thornhill and Charlie Hewitt. I think Charlie Hewitt means more than Juan Thornhill to this team, but I understand they got to dump some salary, and Charlie Hewitt was one of the highest paid long snappers in the NFL. I get that. It just sucks because he's been here for so long, and he has been a fan favorite of some. I anybody that stays on the Browns through everything that the Browns have been through and still come out on the other side, got to give it to the guy, right?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the greatest compliment you could give Charlie Hewlett is we didn't even know you were on the team. We never noticed you. You never screwed up. He's
That's the
perfect.
greatest part.
I'm telling you. There'll be a
It's true.
time where
True.
somebody's going to cost us a game or a touchdown or something, and we'll be like, damn, who's this guy? Who's this long snapper? Why the hell did we get rid of Charlie Hewlett?
It's going to be a field goal snap to win. And it's just
Oh,
going to
no, don't say that.
Flames coming. Flames coming.
Don't say
All right.
that.
Also, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are at the combine right now, Bry. They're looking at Shador Sanders and Abdul Carter and everybody else. But, Bry, coming out of that, Andrew Berry spoke today, said they are still not wanting to trade Myles Garrett. They are holding firm. They want to keep Myles Garrett, and they're doing their due diligence to do that. So I mean, I understand why they're doing it, and they're coming out and saying it, Brian. They're going to keep saying it until something happens. But I don't think anything will happen until after the deadline where he won't hit you harder on salary cap. What say you?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know much. I just know what I'm told. But, yeah, I think I've been told or I've heard enough that, yeah, I can't remember if it's June 1st or July 1st. It's just, it doesn't benefit the Browns to trade him before then. So I don't know why you would do that, especially because a lot of people think next year's draft is stronger than this year's draft. So it all plays into, let's just hold on to him for now. Keep saying we're not interested. We're not going to trade him. And I think even there was a report or somebody said that the Browns aren't not going to trade Myles Garrett right now. And so I believe that, I think they aren't going to trade him right now. They're going to hold on to him, let him kick and scream and make noise. And then, when the time comes, we'll say, hey, turn in your best offers and we'll have a decision to make them. But I think, I was going to ask you, I've almost come to the realization, and maybe it's just an opinion of mine, but I think we might be better off just trading him. As much as I hate to say that, because you're probably, even if you keep Myles Garrett, you're going to have to keep him happy. He's made this noise already, so you're going to have to give him a ton of money. You're probably going to have to give him a year or two too long. So, I mean, do you really want to pay him? Like, I figured 4 years, 160 million. So like 40 million a year. On top of however much money we owe to Deshaun Watson over the next 2 or 3 seasons, like to have that much cap and 2 guys, that's probably like going to be 60% of your salary cap or something like that. And I love Myles Garrett, and I think he's worth most of that money, but just the situation we're in, at some point you have to embrace the rebuild. And I think if you can get 2 first rounders, you have to seriously consider that, because you're not just gonna, okay, we'll just hang on to Myles Garrett, keep him for the next 2 years of his contract and pay him $25 million a year. You're gonna have to up that significantly He's going to want to be the highest paid defensive guy, and right now that means 35 million plus.
Yeah. Now, Brian, there's a scenario out there that people have talked about, and it's not national people. I just hear friends, family, everybody talking about what would happen. I mean, as a fan, would you be okay with them packaging Garrett and Watson, sending them both off, and just getting one first round pick just to dump that cap that's over top of your head?
Oh yeah, I mean, if that was in any way possible, yeah. I mean, I don't really think that's yes. In if we're playing Madden or something like that, and you can clear all the salary cap space, and once you trade them and stuff like that, yeah, sure, I would. Yeah, just to because the thing is with Deshaun Watson is, until this contract is done, he's not giving you anything. And so essentially the Browns are playing with 70% of the salary cap, and the rest of the league is playing with 100%. So it's going to be very hard for us to be like that. We're basically the Guardians, if you think about it.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. Just throwing it out there. Also, the last part of the rumor news that has come out, Bri, and I put it out on our 216 stuff and everything else, right? Matthew Stafford, LA Rams, had said, hey, go kind of take a look for yourself. What's out there, what you want. The Browns have been linked to Matthew Stafford, along with Las Vegas and a few others. Bri, how would you feel about trading for Matthew Stafford onto this team?
I mean, it's hard for me to really seriously consider it just because I think it's so incredibly far fetched. I think it's not a realistic option. I think it's silly season, and it's something for sports talk radio shows to fill time with to talk about this unrealistic situation. I mean, just the cap hit alone. I don't know much about it, but I can't imagine there'd be any way we could afford him. So, how do you feel about it?
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, having Matthew Stafford, probably everywhere he's played, he's pretty much won. The guy is he's an iron horse. Never comes out. It would give you veteran leadership that you would need. Yes, the arm talent might not be there as what it was when he was younger. But I think it mentally wise, he's won a Super Bowl. He could bring a cachet in with him, saying, hey, guys, let's try to right this ship. I think, hey, Bri, dare I say, if you draft somebody at the second overall pick, he would be a great mentor to that person. You would have him here for, another year or two on his contract, I believe. And that would be the bridge guy before you start the next guy. He's 36, I think. 36, getting ready to turn 37, which is crazy because I feel like he's been in the league for 30 years. But just the thoughts of it, because, Brian, the reason why I say it is it intrigues me the most because every time that you look at, like, the LA Rams and you think they're out of it, next thing you know, they go on, like, an 8-game magical run, and he plays like a savant. And they're back into the playoff picture again. It's like, how? They were like 1-4. What is going on? And then they magically end up in playoffs again. And I don't know how to explain it, but I think his experience and his cachet coming into Cleveland would right some of the wrongs that have happened with the Deshaun trade.
Yeah, so I'll allow myself to live in fantasy land here, and if I'm not worried, I'm not thinking about the cap, I'm not thinking about anything that has any substance. Absolutely, I'll trade for Matthew Stafford. He's a veteran, like you said, he's a Super Bowl winner. He can give you stability at the position. He can be a leader. He can say, "Look, I've proven this in this league. I know how to win." But like even in my wildest dreams, if you get Matthew Stafford, I don't think you're drafting a quarterback at 2. Like if you draft a quarterback in the top 3, those guys are your day one starters from the beginning. Now, if you trade down to 18 or like the Packers did with Jordan Love, Yeah, you can sit them for a year or
Mhm.
two. But yeah, if you get somebody in the top three, they're your franchise quarterback, signed, sealed, delivered. He's starting for you for at least 2 years.
All right. All right. I like it. All right. Stay tuned because we got combine results coming up next week. We'll be talking combine, everything else. Brian and I's fun season right there. Brian, over under somebody falling out of their shorts.
I think that was a one-time deal, but I don't know. They keep making these shorts shorter and shorter.
Like, hey, if I wanted to see, I mean, Brian, I like, does it really enhance the performance that much? Is what I'm kind of curious about.
You can't have those baggy shorts waving around. That'll slow you down a tenth of a second. I understand
My,
it.
my God. All right. We'll talk combine. We'll talk some more Browns news next week. We'll hit on the Cavs. By the way, the last I looked, Brian, the Cavs are up 14 against Orlando right now. So here we go again. All right. By the way, if you want to watch that, that is on TNT. It is a national televised game. Brian, that's 3 in a row for us. National televised.
I know. That's great. That's awesome.
I'll take it. Now, Brian, it's time, buddy. It's time to broaden your horizons. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. It's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
And now, it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
All right, Brian, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got to pull up some stuff real quick. Hold on 1 second. Technical difficulties. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, Brian, here is the list that I got from top 10 foods to try in Japan from, I believe it is goodfood.com, which is travel. Bri, number 1 is sushi. All right. Now,
Okay.
I'm a fan of sushi. My family, boys are a fan of sushi. Bri, would you try sushi?
I would. I don't see myself eating it a whole lot, but I would try it.
Okay, that's one I did not expect you to say yes to. All right,
Mm-hmm.
As we scroll down here, Bri, number 2, ramen.
Ramen noodles?
Yes, ramen noodles.
Oh,
and a
absolutely.
salty broth. You also have your hard-boiled eggs in there, some other stuff in there. So that's an absolutely. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's one where I think you might get turned off by, Bri. And if I can get it going here, because my screen's messing up. I think it's ungagi, which is a river eel, usually grilled over charcoal and lathered with sweet barbecue sauce.
Oh, you almost brought me back with sweet barbecue, but no, I'll pass that one.
You're passing on the eel. All right. Next up, tempura. Right. Now, Brian, I think this might be right up your alley, whether it be chicken, shrimp tempura, lightly fluffed tempura, deep fried foods. Would you do some tempura?
Deep fried chicken? Of course I would do that.
All right. Man, oh man. God, I love you. All right, Kaziki. Here we go. These are short little bowls of things. Part dinner, part work of art. Can you see the picture of it, Brian?
No, but he's saying bowls of things. I'm guessing I'm going to be out on this one if you can't really decide what it is.
All right, hold on. Let me scroll in. There's some soy sauce in there. There's no menu, just small courses, meticulously arranged on special each ingredients used dish designed to evoke current season. So it's got like a little bit of everything. So it's like a little bowl of coleslaw, a little bowl of sushi, a little bowl of, it's kind of like a mixed mosh of appetizers.
Well, yeah, there I am right there with some tattoos on me. Gosh, I mean, just the sheer fact that I feel like that was a very vague description that they gave us. So I'm going to say no to that. I
All
mean,
right, here we go.
coleslaw, yeah, sounds great, but I don't know what the heck I'm eating.
All right, number 6, soba. Long, thin buckwheat noodles served with, let's see here, hot soy sauce flavored broth at room temperature on bamboo mat or side for dipping. It's pretty much like ramen except thicker noodles like spaghetti noodles.
Oh, yeah. Yakisoba. I've had that.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
look
like
at you
ramen.
go. Oh, here we go. Shabu shabu. I
Shabuzi.
think this might be. I think you might like this one, Brian. This is dunking sliced beef into a hot broth and cooking it yourself. It's either thin slices
Okay.
of beef or pork switched around with chopsticks and bubbling broth. It's a decadent dish. You get to cook your own meat. So it's kind of like right in front of you. You take the raw meat, put it in the broth, cook it that way, and then you get to eat it.
Sure. Like steak and au jus sauce. Doesn't sound
Pretty
bad.
much. Pretty much. All right, I can't pronounce this one, but Bri, it looks like a pizza. Okonowo Miyaki. Okonowo Miyaki. All right, Bri, it looks like pizza,
Okay. Does
and
it
it's
taste like
comfort
pizza?
food at its best. I don't know. So hold on. Here's the description. It's a savory pancake filled with any number of things, but usually cabbage and pork. And it is topped with fish flakes, dry seaweed, mayonnaise, and Worcestershire style sauce. So it's almost like a
Well,
Crunchwrap Supreme with stuff on top of it.
yeah, with some yucky stuff on top. Yeah, like I'll try it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The top kind of scares me a little bit. Fish flakes. What was the other stuff?
All right.
Seaweed.
Dried seaweed, mayonnaise, and Worcestershire style sauce.
Not great, but I tried.
Wow. So that's over 4 for you now, isn't it?
I think so. These haven't
Yeah,
been too crazy, other than the eel.
now this one might be Tonka Atuzu. Now this is a breaded deep fried pork cutlet. So this I think you would love.
Yeah, like sure, absolutely. Pork
Your
cutlet.
breaded pork chop.
Mm-hmm.
And then a mountain of shredded cabbage along with it.
Sure, I don't mind cabbage.
Okay, you're a cabbage fan. All right. Last one, yakitori. All right, Bri. And this is the skewers with the grilled chicken, charcoal grilled chicken on skewers, grilled to perfection with salt, sweet soy sauce glaze, and a friendly banter. So it's pretty much a shish kebab.
I'm a fan of friendly banter. Sure, I love that.
Actually, that looks delicious, Bri. That looks like a super glazed chicken shish kebab right there. Look at that.
Right. You just got to get the sauce right.
Definitely do. The reason why I brought it up, Bri, is you didn't hear it at the beginning. We did hibachi with the kids for them belting up, and Bri, it was fantastic. Got the yum yum sauce, the sake squirted at you.
Oh yeah.
Like how long can you hold it, Dad? And I looked at him and like, man, if I didn't have the kids, that bottle would be gone. I'd be like Flipper, just.
Hope can drive home, right? You should have gone after it.
No, because Hope wasn't there. Hope was down in West Virginia.
Oh, I see.
So it's just me and the boys because Alexander got
understandable.
Like 30 shrimp and 2 things of sushi. They're all happy, bro. I'll show you pictures later. They were having a blast. But
do they have phones yet?
They have smartwatches.
Okay, so all you have to do is Charlie. Hey, Charlie, get Daddy an Uber. We're riding home with Mr. Frank tonight.
Actually, I could have gave him my phone and he would do that. Like, hey, but it would have looked bad because it was 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh well, still go home. Hey, sorry boys, it's nap time.
Hey,
I'll be in my room.
Start making grilled cheeses and peanut butter sandwiches before I pass out. I got dinner ready. See you later.
The chef is, sir, you can't lay down on the ground. It's not clean here. Just wake me up when the show's over. That's so my wife loves hibachi, and I think
Mhm.
it is the biggest ripoff. Because you're basically paying like $25 for a piece of chicken, some mixed vegetables, chicken broth, and what else do they give you? White rice. And it's $25. Like
Mhm.
I could throw that all together. And now the yum yum sauce is delicious. I give you that, but it's all very simple food. And I guess you're kind of paying for the show too. And maybe I'm a little bitter because the 4 or 5 times I've gone to hibachi, I've never been offered sake. So I still, to this
Oh,
day,
Bry.
40 years old, I've never had sake. Um, yeah, so I'm a little bitter about that.
Yeah, so like for us, Bry, it was actually the guy that set it up. It was here in Westlake, and the guy that set it up was actually a true gentleman. Ours came with a salad with their part of their yum yum sauce on the salad. So a
Yeah, but
little
it's
bit,
a bowl like that big of
but
salad of
also
lettuce. It's lettuce.
I know, but then
That's all it is.
we also got soup. We also
Broth,
got the shrimp
chicken broth.
appetizer with it. Chicken broth with
Okay.
the shrimp appetizer with it. And then we got
Hmm.
whatever was so like I got the steak. I got 2 steaks were made
Right.
for mine. Charlie got the kids' meal, so he got 1 steak. And then Alexander got the shrimp, which he got. And Brian, these weren't little shrimp, dude. These things were like little hockey pucks, about
Hmm.
that big. And he got about 8 of those. Plus, we got some more shrimp on the side. And then we also dabbled up with the sushi and everything else, too. It was something I wanted to do for the kids because they've never done anything like that before. Like Brian,
Sure. No, I understand.
when he lit the table on fire, Alexander shot out of his chair and went back about 6 feet. And then I have Charlie beside me going like this. He goes, "Daddy, I got eyebrows." Like it was
But right. No, and that's great. But and I understand. And for your kids, that's awesome. I'm sure they loved it. For me, I maybe look at it as just a restaurant. Like I'm not interested in paying for the show, and I think that's for sure why they up the prices because you're paying for a show and a meal. So I get it. It's just not my cup of tea.
all right. So here's the perfect thing, Bry. It's me, Ashley, Maddie, and my boys. We're going to Hibachi, and you and Hope can go somewhere else.
Hey, perfect. Well, there's an Arby's down the street. I'm sure. We'll drop you off. I'll come
That's
back if
perfect.
they're going to offer me some sake. I'll come back and I'll partake in that. But
So
other than that, I got nothing.
So Maddie's starting to eat some solid foods now, right? How's she doing?
She's good. Yeah, she's eating. So we did. She just had her 9-month checkup yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
so somebody gave us a great tip. And for any new parents out there, you should absolutely do this. We gave her peanut butter right as we were about to go back into the doctor's office. So in case she was allergic, in case she had a reaction, we were already there. We were already
Mm-hmm.
there because so many kids have peanut allergies. So yeah, really kind of lightened the load for us, eased our anxieties a little bit, knowing that she was in the best possible place in case she did have a reaction. But thankfully, knock on wood, she's going to be like her daddy. She loves peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, boy, I can only imagine. I bet you that face is covered in peanut butter.
Now it's just a matter of, do you like crunchy or do you like creamy?
Oh, wow.
No, probably. I mean, what you would define as exotic foods, no. She's had many different types of foods, but I wouldn't say anything on that list. There's no nothing crazy that she's had. Vegetables, fruits. She's had pork, chicken, beef,
Nice.
turkey, but nothing crazy.
Has she had daddy's ribs yet?
No, I haven't cooked ribs in a while just because it's been so cold out.
All right. When you do ribs, you guys send me pictures because I think she would love ribs.
I think she would too. Absolutely.
All right. Let's finish out this show, Brian. Let's do our top 3 and then close out trivia. All right, brother?
Yep.
All right, Brian, I brought up to you top 3 breakfast places, non-fast food. And Brian, I will go first with mine so you can set up for yours. Brian, number 3 for me, and I went there with Always Positive J. I have been back here multiple times. Southside Diner. I believe it's in between Strongsville and Parma Heights area. Brian,
Okay.
it seriously, it is a diner. There is only 8 seats in this place, but the amount
Wow.
of to go they do on the weekend, like people call in, order the breakfast, come pick it up and take it home. Like it is truly amazing. So if you can go check them out, they're the ones with the super loaded burrito with the sausage gravy drizzled on top of it.
All right. Sure.
Oh, all right. That number 2, Brian. Out on the east side for us. We've been there multiple times. There's multiple locations. Brian, the Pancake House. You cannot go wrong with the original Pancake House. You get 3 pancakes. They do their bacon in-house. Brian, the omelets. I can't say anything more about their omelets. Omelets are fantastic. Enough to feed you for 2 days. Some of the best breakfasts I have had here in Cleveland. And Brian, my number 1, and it is one that we will go to as a family. We go to it all the time. There's a little place here in North Homestead. I think there's one off of 150 and Puritas. It is called Canaries. And Brian, it is just a local diner. You go in, they have breakfast, hash browns, they have lunches, everything else. But everybody, that place is packed every Saturday and Sunday morning. And I mean, not a little bit packed, Brian. You're waiting for tables when you get in there. But Brian, one of the quickest, like nice diner restaurants that you go into, like you get 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, hash browns, and toast for like $6. And you can't go wrong with that.
Wow.
You know, so if you can, go check them out. They're here in North Olmsted off of the Rain and Stearns, right there at that corner. But yeah, we've gone there, and the people, the staff is amazing. They're so nice. They've been there for years. Everybody is just truly amazing when you go in there. And Brian, when I say cook to order, like we ordered everything, it was back to us within like 10 minutes. Like we barely waited for the food to come back out. They were slinging food like you wouldn't believe. So Brian, give me your top 3.
All right. I've got a couple of local joints down here in Medina County. I guess one of them has multiple locations. Well, both of them do. So they're kind of franchises in Northeast Ohio. First one, yours truly. Always good food, tons of stuff. I think they're only open for breakfast. They might be open till lunch, but even I've had their sandwiches. They have a tremendous buffalo chicken sandwich. So really good food, no matter what you get. Number 2, Bueller's. There's not many left.
A grocery store with breakfast?
Yeah. They have a restaurant down here in Medina. I think they have one in Ashland and maybe one in Worcester. So not every Bueller's has a restaurant, but the Bueller's down here does, and so they're only open again until maybe 2:00. So you got to go there. They also have a salad bar, which is damn good too. But yeah, tremendous. And then my number 1, I'm with you. And it's the original Pancake House, and you talk about the omelets, and the omelets are the size of your plate. It's the size of a Frisbee. And so, like, it's, I don't know how many eggs go into it. You know, bacon, it is expensive, but the bacon's like $6 or $7, and you only get 3 pieces of bacon. But man, I'm telling you, if you're only going there a couple times, it's worth it. It's off of Chagrin in Beechwood. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, hands down. And then whatever, their menu's huge, so it's got whatever you love. But then the other one I was just thinking of, just to come up with something different than you, and maybe you can help me remember the name of it. It's off of Miles Road.
Orange Diner, they closed.
That's what I was going to say. Orange. Oh, yeah. They did close?
They did close.
Oh, no. Shoot.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
We used to go there after work. And that's where we
went. Oh, Ron loved it. Yeah. Ronnie loved it. Oh, yeah. I love that place.
Yeah, they closed. Honorable mention, always Bob Evans. Bob Evans is always good.
Sure.
You got your Denny's, your IHOP. Brian,
Love Denny's.
sad to see that last weekend when I went down to my dad, the Shoney's closed down there.
Oh no,
And you know how good Shoney's was.
that was the original. That was the best place. Like Shoney's had a breakfast buffet that was to die for. And then we had an Eaton Park in Medina here. Also had a tremendous breakfast buffet. But yeah, these places are closing down. It sucks.
All right. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Please go click the like, subscribe, give us 5 stars on our podcast, which will be coming out on Spotify here in about 20 minutes, give or take. Also, tell friends about us. We're having fun, Bri. Take a look at this new guy I got in the mail. Daddy got
Stadium mustard.
Daddy got a little stadium mustard. Stay tuned.
Nice.
Because, Bri, we're going to be giving some stadium mustard away. We're going to be doing some stadium mustard
Oh.
giveaways.
Wow.
By the way, I need your shirt size again so that I can get you one of these fancy little shirts from Stadium Mustard. But, Bri, it's that time. God bless them.
Well, we got trivia still left.
Trivia. Shit, I forgot the trivia. All right.
Yep.
Who is the oldest person to hit a home run, Bri?
Well, the only one I could think of was Julio Franco.
There it is. 47 years old.
Is that right?
Yep. Julio Franco, 47 years old. 2 stints with the Cleveland Indians and probably 13 other teams. So
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. He was around for a while.
So that pretty much locked it in when I said he played for the Cleveland Indians, didn't it?
No, I mean, as soon as you said it, there's only one guy I could think of that played until I thought he played until he was like 50, because I remember it was such a big deal. I remember how crazy his batting stance was.
Oh,
it was
my
just
God.
wild. But 47, like,
You know something? I found our top 3 for next week.
craziest batting stances.
Oh, yeah. Why not, Brian?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know if there's one crazier than his. I'm trying to think. I'll come up with something. That was always the fun part about getting like a baseball video game. You can see all these different stances and see how perfect they were. Okay, I got a couple in mind when you said that. Yep.
MLB stances. All right, it's written down in the notes. All right, Brian. God bless him, brother.
Yep. God bless you. God bless America.
We want to thank our troops and first responders for everything you guys do. Also, City Dogs Cleveland and Harold Keel. If you can please go help them out, that'd be truly appreciated from us here. At that point in time, we are definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.